What's going on, you guys? I'm back with another quick one. It's just something that I wanted to speak about real briefly. And I want to talk about how the narcissist had to string you along and why it was more convenient for them to just string you along. And a lot of us, we already know why they operate that way. If the narcissist didn't have a plan from the beginning, then they wouldn't have nothing to go on. They wouldn't really have any other way of getting attached to you if they weren't lying to you. And so they string you along in the beginning by, of course, love bombing and making false promises. Something that'll just kind of hold you over long enough until they get what they need out of you for the time being. Not saying they may not deliver, but it'll be far from what they promised. It'll look so different from how good they made it sound. The narcissist never had intentions on true commitment. They never really wanted to have you all to themselves in a way to where they knew they were going to do right by you. That's why it's okay for them to still let you kind of do you, because they need that space so they can do things on the side that they don't have no business doing. And then at the same time, they can throw it back in your face later when they feel like you got something on them, when you call them out. They always showed you who they were from the beginning. And when the narcissist string you along, they string you along with things like big promises. They don't make small promises. They make big promises, things that are just too good to be true. See, what they have to do is kind of make you think that they are too good to be true, which they are. They need you to think that nobody has ever treated you as good as they have, or nobody has ever made promises the way that they have. And that's all they have to give you is promises, a bunch of broken promises. Because what they give you is just enough to hold you. It's the bare minimum. It's crumbs. That's why they have to breadcrumb you, to keep you pecking behind them. You always expecting the next big thing. You know, the real thing, the big promise. And you're not going to get it. I remember a narcissist had promised to give me a brand new washer and dryer. And it didn't dawn on me right away. Like, why would, all I could think about is all the little things that they had done. So why would they be lying this time? And guess what? I never got that washer and dryer. A lot of times they do that again, just to hold you up and throw it back in your face later, to remind you that even though I've done things that I shouldn't have done, think about the times when I promised you something better. And like, what is a promise if you can't never keep your word? See, that's the part that they don't realize. And again, that's why they give you that space. They're willing to give you a certain amount of space. But that space still kind of keeps you in isolation, to where they kind of create an environment for you. So that way they can keep tabs on you. They'll know what you're doing. They'll know the people around you. So they'll know if they're being discussed, talked about, or if you're saying anything against them. And at the same time, if you were to mention anything against them or something that they've done to hurt you, the first thing that they're going to bring up was, did you tell them that I promised to do this and that? And and that's all they want to think about is, how can I get myself out of this by reminding them of what I had promised. But they don't ever keep their promise. A narcissist wants you to be okay with just a little bit. And sometimes people have such a low self esteem and they don't really love themselves enough to know that they deserve better. So they'll be willing to just kind of settle. They will settle for less, sometimes less than that, because all the narcissists have is a promise. And people really go by that because they have never felt like anyone else has treated them that way before. And if that is, you know, if you see that as a way of being treated well, then I would hate to know what being treated bad is. Now, this is just some narcissists. They will give a whole lot in the beginning to a person that sees that as a lot. Things that they see as value, materialistic things, or the way they may speak up about something in ways to show out like they protecting you. So, you may feel flattered because you feel like no one ever stood up for you before. And the narcissists, they always want to seem like a hero. They always want to seem like your savior. So that role works well for them in your life. And they're going to always make you remember how I stood up for you and how I was there for you when no one else was. They may be so cold to even bring up how you don't have anybody. They may bring up people that you've lost, loved ones who done passed on. Maybe you lost your parents. They may even bring that up to throw it in your face to make you feel guilty for questioning their motives. Because sooner or later, you're going to start to see what they're all about. And it's going to come a time where you will question them about it. And when you do, of course, that never sits well with the narcissist because they're going to always throw back in your face how you don't have the right to question them because you didn't have nothing when I met you or whatever. And then there's sometimes when a narcissist could come in a person's life who have so much and they make them lose it all. Because one, they seen an opportunity, so they took the opportunity to connect with you for a certain reason that was convenient to them. Once they were able to benefit off that, they pretty much almost made you lose it all till you kind of start to even lose yourself. And they would gain so much from you till they would make you start to think that you needed them when they met you at a higher level than them. When they met you, they know that what you were all about. They knew you were a go-getter. They knew you were independent. They knew you had it. And you wasn't afraid to go out there and make things happen for yourself. They seen how motivated you are. They seen that you were just driven and full of life. And just non-stoppable, like you wouldn't let nothing get in your way. But they had to come up with a plan to really make you believe that they were just that interested in you that maybe you should give them a chance because they got something to prove. They got so much to show you. Sometimes they come in your life because they're jealous of somebody else and the way another person is treating you and the way that you receive it. They pay attention to all that. If they've had time to really scope you out for a while, they pay attention to the way other people treat you. So they want to take that position to prove to you that not only They're jealous of that person and they want to pretend to be them, but they just want to be near you. They want to get next to you. They want to connect in a way to have such a strong attachment that you won't even really be able to focus on anything else in your life because you keep them first. And then you become a person who's so disconnected from everything that you used to be into: work, friends, your social life, going out having fun sometimes. Next thing you know, that's just a thing of the past since you got attached to the narcissist. And that's what they wanted. They wanted to string you along from the beginning until they got you hooked onto them. Even though they seen you as supplier, they also got you hooked onto them in a way. Because now you're not doing none of the things that you used to do. You're not having fun anymore. You forgot about all the fun things you used to do. You just kind of lost yourself in them. That's what they wanted you to do so that they can take full control of you and your mind. And they will make you lose it all so that they can pretend to be your hero and fix it all for you. Just to throw it in your face again, and then the same pattern repeats. And once you lose it all and they gain, you may end up realizing, like, dang, I really did make you out of something, even though you're trying to make other people think that you put me on. Now, this is for the ones who don't know no better. See, the narcissists have to create a whole new scenario. They have to create a false narrative to those who don't know any better, who don't know them, who's unfamiliar with them. They have to make people believe that the story was the other way around. When I met this person, they had nothing until I came in their life and I gave them the world. That's why they allow you so much space, but at the same time, they will isolate you from certain individuals who could kind of see straight through them. Some people will warn you about the narcissist before you see it, because they see what they're all about. And they will warn you, but sometimes it's too late because you're all wrapped up in them and can't nobody tell you nothing about them. I done been there before. I remember I cut my family off. Excuse me, I cut my family off. I wasn't associating with people no more. I wasn't having fun anymore. Wasn't doing a lot of things I used to do. When that person came in my life, that's their plan. The whole plan from the beginning was to just kind of take over your life. And just like the devil, they want to make you believe that they are something they're not. And it's going to take a while before you really wake up and realize it. The whole while, you were kind of brainwashed to believe everything they were telling you. Because the moment that you begin to snap out of it, they present something else to you that'll convince you to trust them. And then you give them more trust and more trust until you just be so far along in this toxic situation that you lose yourself. You lose your way. You lose sight of reality. And you forget that independent person that you were. You forget that happy, bright, and just the person who enjoyed life and was just the light and just everything great about yourself. You start to kind of lose it. You forget that that's the way you were. You may pass the mirror someday and just notice, like, dang. Like, you may notice how your image have declined. You lost a lot of weight. You look restless. You have big bags under your eyes. Hair loss. You might experience hair loss. Your health took a turn. And it's just so much about you that you're not really happy with. And then you have to realize, how did I get like this? You have to sit and think, how did it get like this? And think back, and that's when you allow them in your life and they just pretty much took total control of you. They just flipped the whole script and just made it seem like that they were the best thing that happened to you. That's why they have to get you away from the people who know you best. Because those people try to remind you of who you are. And that's what the narcissist, they don't want that. They see that as a threat. You're getting in the way of my good thing, of my plan. They are afraid to be exposed because that exposes who they are. I've had a family member to get into it with an ex-narc by telling them she was better off without you. When you came in her life, that's when this, and that happened. And they were right. But I didn't see it that way then because I was so just going by everything that I just wasn't trying to see it like that. I just wanted them to just leave them alone. Don't say anything to him. And I got this and I'm fine. I'm fine. You just want to convince people who are really trying to get you to wake up. You're trying to convince them that you're fine. You get angry. You take up for the narcissist. You don't want nobody to tell you nothing about them. Can't nobody tell you nothing about them. So, again, that's why they had to string you along until they get you completely trapped in a place to where you just lose yourself. But they still have that control over you. And they ain't gonna never really have good intentions for you. Because the moment that you escape that environment is when they're gonna come up with a way to try to punish you. They may even try to get close, and I've experienced this, to those same family members who you were pushing away for the narcissist. The narcissist will turn around and get close with those family members and claim that you spoke bad about them. That's the type of games they play. Either way it goes, they refuse to take a loss. They refuse to be exposed. But that's nothing to worry about, because if they really know you, then there's nothing a narcissist can tell them about you to make them go against you. And if they believe it and they go against you, then you don't need them in your life anyway. So that'll be even better. You kill two birds with one stone. That'll be even better for you. The whole thing is just being aware of how things got like that and getting yourself out of it before it gets much worse. Because other people gonna really notice it before you do. But it's gonna take you to really look in the mirror, and it's gonna take self-reflection to see how deep you are in a really bad situation with a narcissist who only came into your life for convenience, just for a certain opportunity to get something out of you. But they have to keep it up though. Because at the same time, they know they didn't have no business with you. They know you too good of a person to come into your life and ruin you. They know that they're like poison. You need to stay away from them. They know that already. That's why they try to come back to you so many times after you've gone no contact. They will attempt to come back in your life, even though you have made it clear time and time again that I'm through with you. And you've shown them that you moved on. And sometimes they think that just because you moved on, that you are over the past. And you may be over it. You may be over it and you've healed, or you're still in a healing process. But that doesn't mean you forgot what they put you through. That doesn't mean that you just develop memory loss and all is well and let's just start over fresh. Because anybody who really know how that turns out would never give something like that a second thought. You could never give a narcissist a second chance. They are definitely not worth it. And the narcissists, they want you to think that if I stick around, you know, if they see that you're the type of person who will kind of just stay just to say you got somebody. If they know that they're dealing with someone with like a low self-esteem, somebody who don't really love themselves, they really take advantage of that. And they know your character, they know your personality is one that'll give everybody a chance and has a hard time saying no. They take advantage of that. And what they'll do is try to get you to admit that it's better to stick with someone no matter how hard it get. See, they want you to feel like you're doing the right thing by staying with them. But if you leave, you're a horrible person. Even though the entire time you were dealing with the narcissist, it was horrible. You went through hell. You lost yourself. You lost your identity. You started to look bad. Your health declined. You lost your friends. Relatives weren't dealing with you anymore. You probably lost a lot of money dealing with them. You lost your job dealing with them because you put your trust in them that, oh, quit your job and I'm going to take care of you. And you'll never see that day come. They have to string you along from every angle. Financially and your social life, they take control of that. They have to string you along. Because if they didn't string you along, they know that there wouldn't be no chance in having you and having that control over you. Because they know that you need them to really prove something. When they come in your life and they see how you just on top of things, they know they have to work even harder to get you. It didn't happen that easy overnight with them either. They had to really do a job on you, and a lot of times they want to start a family so quick, so quick to want to start a family. They want to get you pregnant. They want you to have that baby. And for what? And they haven't even mentioned a word of commitment. But they want you to have your baby. So I'm good enough to have your child, but I'm not good enough to be your wife. That's how they think. And it's all just to trap you. all just to trap you, just selling you a bunch of dreams, making it look like the future planning, playing a future with you is just gonna be so great. And it's just like they can't wait to spend the rest of their life with you. They gotta make it sound like that. It's not like they're gonna say, I'm just messing with you. I'm really just trying to see like what I could get out of you. It's not like they're gonna tell the truth so you could be like, what? Are you crazy? You better get out of my face. So they gotta lie. But their day will come when you will snap out of it and take control of your life again and get rid of them. And who cares if they launch a smear campaign and whatever? Who cares? Who cares? Because you could just tune that out and move on with your life in a whole nother direction and never look back. And that's the best thing that you can focus on. Nobody cares about what everybody got to say. Let them talk. They're going to talk anyway. They're going to talk whether they're saying they're happy for you now, which is good and everything if they're happy that you finally realize you deserve better and they happy to see the old you back. And they're going to talk if they're downing you because you took so long to snap out of it. Like, people going to talk anyway. Some people are going to doubt the fact that the narcissist put you through so much. They may believe the lies the narc told them about, well, yeah, they left me after I did so much for them. Because, see, they never really knew from the beginning. So, either way I go, people going to talk. Let them talk. As long as you put you first, you should be the main focus. Once you realize that you deserve better. Can't say that enough. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Oh, hey, Sam. Say my wife used me for a visa in the UK. She was illegal, but then she had a baby, and now she's trying to get me done for a false DV. Oh, goodness. You live in the UK? They can devalue and discard after they give birth. Yes. Yeah, they'll use you. Yeah. I mean, well, bring a child in the world trying to, like, that just goes to show they have no limits. They don't even care that, okay, I brought a child in it. Like, you don't even care that you ruin your own child. Like, because once they grow up and realize who you are, they'll hate you too. I remember a long time ago, somebody told me don't down talk my kids' dad to them. Because when they grow up, they're going to see for themselves. And that was true. That's so true. So, yeah. And you say, can they devalue and discard you after they give birth? Yes. Because I know a lady who did that. She had 2 children for a guy. She is one of the worst. She's a malignant narcissist. And yeah, she did him dirty. His whole family seen straight through her and warned him. But you couldn't tell him nothing. And then it come a time when after the kids were born, she had so much control over him. She would just threaten him about child support. And that'll be her way to punish him. And she was just done with him for good, and she put him through the ringer. With that child support, that man was so depressed. That man tried to start a new life over in Atlanta and remarry, and she just threatened, and I'm going to get child support from her too. I think at the time that was the law. I mean, it probably still is. I don't know. She told me this stuff herself. Sometimes They will sit and think about the supply that got away and wasn't afraid to leave them no matter how much they threaten them. They will hold a grudge against that and tell the story just the way it went. And I'm looking at her like, dang, you cold blooded. Like you sitting up here telling me how bad you did this man. So yes, she did it. Yep. Had children for that man and left that man because he didn't want to be with her no more. But when she left, it was like, I'm not leaving empty handed. Okay, well, you got the kids. I'm going to take care of my kids. You already know that. Oh, no, I'm going to get child support and I'm going to stick it to you. I'm going to make sure they just, like suck you dry. Why? But why you got to do all that when you willing to walk away too? So, yeah, they play dirty games with those kids. And she did that too. She lied and said that he attacked her. She did that too. I'm telling you what she told me herself, not what nobody else told me. She told me this. So it's true. That's true. Dirty. Evil, evil. Yeah. And they will lie. And see, that's what make me want to go into. I want to. I really wanted to speak on the whole situation. I don't know if y'all familiar with Krishan Rock and Blueface, who she alleged is her baby's father, which a lot of us don't believe that. I don't believe it for sure. But the guy who came forward to claim paternity of her child, well, he passed away 2 weeks ago. And a lot of people are trying to say that she had something to do with it. And Krishan is a narcissist, like the worst of the worst. Y'all could just look at everything on for yourself. Look at everything that she do. I mean, it's all on YouTube. So many people do videos on it. And I be all into it because I seen it a long time ago. But it's good that people are able to call her out for who she is. A lot of people saying allegedly she had something to do with that man's unaliving just to keep from revealing the true paternity of her child. Narcissists are dangerous, and she is a narcissist. She has all the traits. She is a true Jazzy. She has all the traits. And, you know, I'm not just looking at it as a conspiracy. I really truly believe that. I I um I seen somewhere where she was called to Baltimore, where where he passed that for questioning. So I'm like, and see the guy who she's trying to put on the baby, Blueface. If y'all really be following the story, if y'all even into Krishan, um, he in jail right now. He doing time in jail. He don't get out, I think, until June or July this summer. So he's even admitted himself that that child is not his, but he still want to be with her. But it's like they will weaponize their children. They will use their children as collateral. They will use their children all kind of ways to be connected to somebody. And in my opinion, the female narcissist is the worst. Those are the only ones that I really had experience with. Maybe one or two males in my life. But for the most part, women. Nothing but women I've had problems with. The females. The true jazzies. The ones who really put the definition on it. But that spirit can be on anybody. But I'm gonna go ahead on and end the live now because I got completely off the subject. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts down below. Um, Yeah, but just know that the narcissist, they had to string you along. They had to. That was a part of the plan. That's how they trapped you and kept you in that box for so long and made you lose yourself. Until you regain freedom, it's the only way you realize everything that they put you through. You had to backtrack and see it all, how it all started from the beginning. And that's how we all have a story to tell. And that's why I like to get on here and speak about my experience and know about y'all's, and share it with other people to get people to talk about it more, because a lot of us, you know, we've had pretty much similar experiences with the narcissist. And it'll help other people to recognize the signs in a person, the patterns, I mean, you know, that you can avoid it early on. Soon you start to notice the patterns early on and all the red flags before you get too caught up in it, because they can really make you lose yourself. But again, I'm gonna go ahead on and get off of here, y'all. Maybe they say it's important. Narcs are rampant. That's true. You can message me on Instagram or TikTok, and all the info is right at the bottom on a ticker. If you could catch it real quick, because sometimes I don't even remember. I don't even remember my own information. Let's see. If you message me on Instagram, it's underscore. It's just Nisi. And if you message me on TikTok, it's at only one Felicia for real. So yeah, you could hit me up on either one. People need to teach their kids to notice the red flags. That's right. Like, it should start in school. It needs to be taught in school. And it probably is only in psychology. But, you know. All right. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'm going to go ahead on and get off of here. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.